go ahead and call this meeting to order. If you please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. It is April 18th. This is the Broadwater County Commissioners' Business Meeting. Before we get started, we have some simple rules. We follow Robert's Rules of Order and the open meeting process for Broadwater County. This process is and was adopted to open our meetings to all Broadwater County citizens. We realize we have a fiscal and fiduciary responsibility to conduct county business as efficiently as possible for all Broadwater County residents. Our meetings are recorded and on YouTube, so please state your full name prior to any public comment. Any separate conversations need to be removed outside. Outbursts will not be tolerated. Public comment will give each citizen who wishes to speak an initial 3 minutes to do so, and all comments will be directed to the board chair. So with that, we'll go ahead and start with public comment. Is there any public comment? Bill?
Bill Kearns. I just wanted to mention that this weekend we had the Broadwater Community Foundation had a fundraiser and it was successful. But I want to mention that this is a foundation for the community. It has almost $500,000 in it. They kick out approximately $20,000 in grants each year. So projects for the community come up. I hope you'll make people aware to apply. It's a very simple process. It's a one-page application form, so keep that in mind. The other thing I wanted to mention, I believe it's May 11th, don't hold me to that date, but we're going to have a speaker in the community. His name is Hal Stearns, and he's well known around Montana. He's going to come in, he's quite a noted historian. He's going to be speaking to the grade school kids about Lewis and Clark, but in the evening, he's going to make a presentation over at the grade school called Montana Towns, Past, Present, and Future. And I thought you might really be interested in that because it tells you what communities have done, how some communities are fading and going out, and how others are growing. And so I wanted to make you aware of that. Just watch the newspaper. His name is Hal Stearns. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Any other public comments? Public comment? Public comment. All right. So we have Montana Minutes. This is a chance to say something good about our community or our state. Franklin, you have something good to share?
Well, funny, I guess we got some rain, some moisture out of it, so that was good.
All right, Nick.
It was good, like Franklin said, good weather, rain here lately, and I know a lot of kids are getting excited for the graduation and ready to move on in life, so it's exciting to see the kids get ready for that.
My Montana Minute is rodeo. That's such a huge part of our heritage. And the high school rodeo was this weekend. State is coming up, I believe, this coming weekend. And we had some kids from Toston and Townsend there. They did very well. And my nieces, one took first in goat tying and the other took first in barrel racing. So on a personal note. Anyone else have a Montana Minute that they'd like to share? All right. We will move on to Commissioner's Community Update. Franklin, what you been doing for the week?
I attended the Elkhorn Restoration meeting. Other than that, just visit with a lot of people, different issues.
Anything you'd like to share, specifics to bring the rest of the commission up to speed?
No, not right now.
All right, Nick.
This past week I just was here most of the week and was meeting with the county attorney, just trying to get caught up on areas that I need to be fluent in. So spent a lot of time reading MCA and finally finished our policy. So just try to get up to speed.
Drinking from a fire hose.
Exactly.
Nick's been here every day reading. Very very few people read the personnel policies, even though we've had trainings on them. He's read it page, or cover to cover. So, I went to the Agency on Aging meeting, this week, and every year we have all the different vendors that we give money to present what they're doing, and it's an opportunity for other vendors to get ideas. So we have some mills that go to senior services and transportation. Those are actually sent to Rocky Mountain Development Council in Lewis and Clark County. They use our matching funds to leverage for federal funds, and that's what pays for the cooks at the senior center, Meals on Wheels, conjugate meals. And the idea with those is to make sure that our seniors who may be unable to get out, that there's somebody checking on them on a daily basis so that we're aware of any problems that they may have before they become an emergency. It's a chance to let people stay in their homes for as long as they want. The cost savings for that has been estimated at over $1,000 a month for taxpayers. If a person goes into the nursing home prematurely, it's extremely expensive. So we had all our vendor testimony on Thursday. It was a great meeting. Elsie Stroglin represented the senior center. So that's it for me. Next we have approval of the minutes. We have the minutes from April 11, 2016. These were emailed out. And I can pass this down if you want, or I would entertain a motion to pass those minutes.
I'll make a motion to pass the minutes from April 11th meeting.
I'll second.
And it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of April 11, 2016. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And I'm just gonna pile these for you, Michelle, and then at the end of the meeting, we just take copies of each for Ann's minutes, and then the rest of the notes and the originals are all kept in the commission office. Anyone can see them at any time. One thing I did want to bring forward is we have about a 1/4-inch stack of paper here, and these are legal opinions from Chief Legal Counsel of MACO, Montana Association of Counties. It's also the BOC Building Operator Certification that Northwestern Energy offers, and our maintenance crew has taken both one. Mike has taken 1 and 2, Eric has taken 1. We also have a slew of MCA here and emails back and forth with other counties. We did get to the facts regarding some of the construction work that our employees have been doing, and everything was above board, everything was according to MCA. And if anybody wants to review any of these are originals, we'd be happy to make you copies. You can certainly take them home. And if you want to address it any further, it was all done in a commission meeting, so it's a matter of public record, but you can certainly visit with the county attorney should you decide any further efforts. And a request of our department heads was, ask them. If you guys have a question, go to those department heads and just ask them. They'll show you everything that they've done. They'll show you it was all above board, that it was all totally in compliance with MCA. So, anything you guys want to add on that?
No, I just know, in regards to the certification and stuff like that, I know Mike works really hard to be in compliance with the rules set forth by MCA. I visited with him quite a bit this week on a couple of those issues, so just to make sure we are above reproach.
All right.
Now, you're referencing like the roofing and the building and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, I'm glad you asked that. I have a letter here that I was requested to read into the public record as well. This is from the curator of the museum regarding the roofing project. Dear Board of Commissioners, I watched the public comments on the YouTube video of the commission meeting of Monday, April 11, and would like to address one of the issues that was mentioned. There was some comment on the roofing job here at the museum. I believe that the issue is, quote, why weren't local contractors hired to do the job, unquote. I would like to point out that the Broadwater County Museum building is not owned by Broadwater County. It is privately owned. So why would the county commissioners be asked any questions about what is happening to this building? That is akin to asking me what I am doing at my private residence. There is no county money paying for the roofing job at the museum. Further, I would like to say that we totally support local businesses, and we contacted 3 different local contractors to look at what was causing a leak inside the building. This was at least 3 years ago, maybe 4. I will not name any of these contractors we contacted because I do not care to participate in, quote, mudslinging. But I will say that one of the contractors did come and look at the problem after he had attempted to repair it a few years prior, and assured me that he would get back to me. I am still waiting. We contacted him on several occasions to see what he had to come up with, and again, we are still waiting. He contacted another contractor and he never even returned our call. Another contractor told us he was too busy for the job, he had too much work to do already, and he didn't even look at the job. On a personal job at our home, we asked another local contractor to come and look at a job we were interested in hiring him to do. He never showed up to look at the job, and that was last summer. We are still waiting. Based on these experiences, the museum board of directors were on the understanding that the local contractors had more work than they could handle, and we needed to get the problem resolved. It had gone on too long, for too long, and the damage was just worsening. We found no local contractors advertising that they do roofing. Maybe they are their own worst enemies. So yes, we do hire contractors who are not local to do the job. I would also like to offer my support of the county maintenance staff. It appears to me they do a good job at what they are asked to do. They do it in a very professional manner and are timely, and they do a good job. The work they do is saving the county many hundreds, probably thousands of dollars. In closing, thank you for your time and hope this clarifies any further questions. Signed, sincerely, Linda Booth. So I will submit this for the public record. And we have 3 minutes before our next appointment, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull out some mail. This is a letter from the Montana Department of Transportation. It doesn't really pertain to us, except for MDT has a STIP program, and it ranks the different jobs that they're doing in our region. We're in the Butte region. And what they would like to do is switch a couple of projects in Park County. They don't expect that it should affect us, but we have to be advised since we're in the same region.
And isn't there on the back of this, if we are okay with it?
Yes. So we should have a vote on that, and so that we can ensure that all commissioners have read it. I'd be happy to wait till next week, or we can address it this week.
I would move that we wait until next week to address that.
Okay. We'll make copies so that everybody has a copy. Next, we have a notice from DEQ and the Montana Department of Environmental Quality, and this is to inform us that they are issuing a wastewater discharge permit for Bozeman Water Treatment Plant. Doesn't pertain to us, but if you know anyone in the area. And that's all of our mail that doesn't require signature. You know what, we have 1 more minute. This is the letter, I emailed it to Wynn and Corey for comment. Wynn didn't have any, I think I CC'd you guys. That's just the letter to MDT requesting that they do another speed study at Winston, but solidifying our need to keep that 55-mile-per-hour speed limit with or without the school zone. But if they'll do another speed study now, I think it would be a good thing, less confusing.
Yeah, I think it'll remove those loopholes as we talked about last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should remove those signs. Sure take care of it.
All right, so you guys want to sign that if you're good with it? We discussed it last week and agreed to this, so I don't think we need another vote. Thank you. All right, 10:15, COS review. I don't see any COSs. Nicole Brown, Community Development Director, Broadwater County North Cedar Property Survey, request permission signature for filing of COS decision.
Good morning.
Morning.
So this was brought up at a previous commission meeting, and I spoke with you about what we were intending to do. So what this is the final copies for signature. The commission already voted to approve to sign this. This is the North Cedar property that the county owns, just at the very end of the city limits at North Cedar there. The purpose of this survey is to establish an easement, even though it's on county property, to access county property, to the transfer station site. And also to establish where the boundaries of this east-west 75-foot easement lie. So this is just clarifying everything that we have on paper as far as deed records and information from when that property was the old rodeo ground, softball field, horse racing. So this just puts all of it onto a survey so you have a visual picture of the easements that actually exist out there. The only thing that's changed on this survey is the width of this north-south easement. This was only established as 75 feet. I'm requesting it to be 90 feet because of the heavy truck traffic that could be utilizing this transfer station site. And that 90-foot easement is only on county property, accessing county property. So it really, it affects no one. I just want it to show on this survey. Does that make sense?
Was Marty Peters aware of this here now, the new? Or,
If he read the paper, I didn't contact him to tell him that it was done, but it's been in the paper, when we had the very first meeting.
actually, it just confirmed the easement.
It just confirms the easement. Marty Peters, in one of my meetings with him, 4 or 5 months ago, we sat down and had a meeting. He was of the understanding that this was a private easement, essentially for his exclusive use. And all of the information that I found did not show that it was a private easement, but rather a public easement. Still isn't going to change anything for him. It's not changing his access. The only thing that I think Marty is interested in, and again, not having a conversation with him and him not being present at these meetings, he occasionally parks a semi-tractor trailer in this easement or maybe an RV, which when I spoke with Corey, I suggested that we draft some sort of an agreement with Mr. Peters, because him parking there really doesn't hinder it doesn't block any amount of traffic, it doesn't hinder anyone, but maybe an agreement that is visited either annually or biannually, allowing him to park there, as long as he's not obstructing traffic, because this is a very wide easement, it's 75 feet. Normally easements are 60 feet, driving surface is 24 to 25 feet. So 75 feet is excessive, but that's what it's been established at, even before this survey.
Do we have that agreement yet?
We do not, and I did have a conversation with Corey about it again last week, and he said he would get on it, so. But
Okay.
that can be recorded as a supplementary document to this, even after this is recorded. Similar to how covenants are recorded. It doesn't have to all go together at the same time.
Okay.
So right now, there's no agreement in place for him to park there. And the only reason I think that there should be an agreement there is because there could be an issue for a perpetual use easement, and I'm not an attorney, so I don't really know exactly how those work, but I know if, say in a driving surface, if you have perpetually used an easement, or in this case, if you have perpetually allowed him to park his vehicles there, there could come a time where that property could be taken over by the individual. So just to avoid all of that, if the commission is agreeable to him parking there, if you've driven out there, this easement really only goes to his home. The county fire department uses this little piece here to the north sometimes for training purposes, but it really wouldn't be in the way, because where his vehicles are parked are right here.
Right.
I mean, they're really out of the way. So it doesn't hurt to have him park there, but I think we should have an agreement in place if he wants to continue to do that.
So would that agreement be something that we address every year, or every 2 years?
I think every 2 years would be sufficient, in language in there that it's revocable, within 30 days notice, somehow Corey can word that, to where the county holds the cards.
Okay.
That if it does become a problem, or if it's encroaching, and blocking traffic for any reason for these other properties here, then you can pull that agreement. I think every 2 years is sufficient. I don't think there's any reason that you would need to do that every year, but that's completely your discretion. So today, really all I'm looking for is signatures. You've made motions to approve this survey when it was first done, but if you choose to make a motion to sign it, that's up to you. But it's already been approved.
So this is really just formality, signing
Mhm.
it? Or
To record it.
a vote would be an additional formality,
Mhm.
not the signing.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and sign this. What do you call it, easement on North Cedar, is that what it's called?
Yeah, I was just calling it the County North Cedar Property
Okay.
Survey.
So stated.
Okay, perfect.
Hold
So-
on a second.
It's been moved and seconded that we sign the COS for Cedar County, or Cedar property. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And I have a special pen that I need you to use because it's the only one that works on Mylar.
What's that?
Magic pen. So you'll sign 4 times, just pick a spot. There are 3 commissioner signature lines with no names attached to them, so just pick a spot and then sign 4 times, please.
Okay, I'll take the second one right here, that's, right, okay.
Sure.
I don't think
It
that
really,
works.
it really does work. I tried it. You have to, yeah, kind of a bummer. I tried before I came up here because I was fearful that it wouldn't work.
Can't get my signature right on this pen. Boy, you're the official.
That's
Okay.
it, 4 times. Pass it on there.
All right.
So that special pen, does that get auctioned off at the end, you know, like for the president or something?
Okay, yeah. Highest bidder, I can start something here.
Or you can buy one at the drugstore. For
Well, one that actually writes.
Right, yeah. Got a tight budget in my office. I'm gonna pass these out too. This is for the next topic, but just so you can have a copy. I only made 1 copy, but if you two want it, look at it for the next topic.
This is just north of Lakeview Manor, Foster subdivision. Check our expenses.
Thank you.
One of these
Thank
is,
you.
I think this is in the middle. These buildings here, that's already Nunn's place there.
Correct.
Nunn, right, yeah.
Yep, this is the Trailhead Church, Foster Estates, Nuns Hatfield.
Now, this is the one that they've already closed.
Correct.
When they subdivision, so this, well, I'll let you explain.
I just want to make sure I know what we're talking about.
Right. You know now.
Yep. This is the Trailhead Church, correct?
Take your time, yeah, or not, actually.
I think you're on it, are you 10:30 for this?
I think 10:30 for the public hearing and then 10:45 for decision, if I wrote it down
Thank
right.
you.
Yep.
Yes, all right, so I'm just gonna do mail real quick
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
5 minutes. All right, we have payroll in the amount of $164,314.92.
I make a motion to pay payroll, amount of $164,314.92.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded to pay payroll in the amount of $164,314.92. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye, motion carries. There's that for you. And the other piece of mail that we have is more of an FYI. This is a memo from Debbie Kelly, who is the head of the Health Insurance Committee. And you used to serve on that, didn't you?
I did not.
Oh, okay. We had an increase this year of the health insurance for employees of $30. The Insurance Review Committee was immediately contacted to seek their input and determine what to recommend to the county commissioners. These factors were considered: 1, current employees' contribution to our medical insurance; 2, past practices by the commissioners; 3, cost of living increases, both past and in the future; and 4, because the county was not notified timely and the trust has taken full responsibility for the oversight, the $30 per month will be retroactive. The committee, usually when a mistake was made by a company, they kick in. It doesn't look like that's the case. They're going to be nice and make it retro.
Awesome.
Yeah. The committee also agrees that they may be responsible for the additional $30 retroactively, depending on the commissioner's decision. So I will pass this all out. Our health insurance, because it's more of a national pool, they have their increases usually in February. We usually find out earlier in the year, and then in April when the additional comes out of paychecks, we have a little bit more time to plan. Last year during the budget in the fall, we had said that if there was an increase because of different factors with the budget, that we would probably keep it just where it's at, not cover any increases until June, and then readdress it for the rest of the year. So that'd be through the end of the fiscal year. And it sounds like the Health Insurance Committee actually took that into consideration with their reiteration of the facts. They didn't really give us we suggest. You sit on that committee?
I do not.
Okay.
Kirk, I don't know if he wants,
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, Laura.
Hello.
Do you guys mind taking a break at like 11:10? I have a vision net appearance that could only scheduled today.
We would be more than happy to take a break at 11:10.
It'll only take me about 10 minutes, so.
Okay,
All right,
yeah,
thanks.
You bet.
Sorry to interrupt.
no problem.
So the increase for all the employees is $1,700
Yeah. Per month.
per month.
So what we could do, we don't have to make a decision today, we could work with Debbie, have her show us where we're at with the budgets. We have 2 different line items for health insurance. When we did a budget review a month ago, both were on target. So we may have some money in there we didn't expect. So I would suggest that we visit with her before making a solid decision.
maybe the 1,700 covers it, all 50 years.
Yeah.
A survey was done by Val a couple years ago, and what she found is that we are in the bottom 10 of the counties in Montana for salaries. Some of our departments have been brought up, but most are still at that lower
Right.
level. One of the things that employees have asked through the years is, would you cover more of our health insurance? So, we don't know what the COLA decision is yet. CPI is 0.5% this year. All right, so with that, we're going to close our regularly scheduled commission meeting and open a public hearing to petition for road closure or abandonment of Township 7 North, Range 1 East. And Nicole, if you'd like to fill everyone in before any public
Absolutely.
comment.
So this road, when I measured it, was, 0.03 miles. It's very, very, very short, the easement that we're looking to abandon. And on that map that I've passed around, this is an easement that has never been used by the public or for any purposes. And so I'll just read to you the public hearing that was posted in the paper for 2 weeks. Notice is hereby given that the Broadwater County Commissioners will hold a public hearing April 18th, 2016 at 10:30 a.m. in the courtroom of the Broadwater County Courthouse for the purpose of hearing comments on the petition for road closure or abandonment. Specific request is to close an easement located at a point where the Helena Townsend Road crosses the section line between Section 2, the northwest quarter, and Section 3, the northeast quarter, in Township 7 North, Range 1 East, Broadwater County, Montana. No road has been constructed. This is only an easement. A copy of the petition and attachment is available in the Clerk and Recorder's office for public review. Written comments are also being accepted and should be sent to the Community Development Office at 515 Broadway, Townsend, Montana. And this was published April 7, 2016 and April 14, 2016 in the legal section of the Broadwater Reporter. I have received no written comment. I did have one phone call from a gentleman and explained to him where this was. Perfectly fine with it. So if you look on this map copy that I've given you, to the north, you can see Foster Estates, and I apologize I didn't label that, but Foster Estates is kind of this cluster of lots that you can see there. This road easement has already been abandoned in Foster Estates several years ago when they went through the subdivision process. So now this area that I'm looking to close is that portion that I circled on there, that very small little easement. This yellow line is also the section line, but that's where the road easement follows. The property is owned by David Nunn, who is here also today. So really, we're just looking to get rid of this easement because it goes nowhere, it serves no purpose.
All right, anything else?
That's really all I have to add.
All right, this is a public hearing. Does anyone have any questions or comments on this?
Would it be, Mike Delch, would it be prudent to abandon that other section of that road also since you're doing this at the same time, or does it have to be requested to be abandoned?
It absolutely would be prudent, and yes, it does have to be requested to abandon. The county simply cannot abandon a road. It has to be petitioned by the public. The folks that own those other little properties there, so you can see Foster Estates, do you see where I'm talking about, Foster Estates
Yeah.
there? There's another little piece there, that road was never abandoned. David Nunn is looking to abandon his piece, and then there's another little piece just south of him in the Trailhead Estates subdivision, that was never abandoned also. So, but it is up to those owners of that property to request abandonment. The county simply cannot do that, so they have to fill out the petition.
Was this only a road easement, it's not a utility easement?
Road easement only.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none. Anything else from you, Nicole?
No, ma'am.
Okay, with that, we will close the public hearing. And we have a decision in 11 minutes on this. So I guess before we go into the decision, do you guys have anything to offer? We are back in our regularly scheduled program.
So, really, I checked with Nicole on this earlier. Because the legal description didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
All right, our agenda says that these issues at times are subject to change. There's really been no outcry from the community. I don't see any reason to wait. So if you guys are inclined to make a motion to proceed with this, we could go ahead and do so now instead of waiting till 10:45.
I'll make a motion that we do this road closure. I'm not gonna name off the legals, but everything that, and your resolutions you read off. So stated on there.
And I'd second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the petition for the road closure and abandonment at Township 7, Range East in sections 2 and 3. Any further comment? All right, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye?
Aye, motion carries. Congratulations. Anything else you need from us?
No, ma'am.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have Just one more appointment. Brian Hone is not here today. He had something come up. Dana Rouser will be here at 11:15. We have been asked to leave at 11:10. And we've already done the 11:30 MDT Winston Speed Zone. So, if you like, we can just address a couple more pieces of mail and then just come back when Kirk is done for our discussion with Dana, if that's good with you guys.
Yep.
All right, Franklin, did you get a letter done to MDT for this, to accept the speed zone study at the south end of the county? As we haven't brought anything forward or emailed so that we were aware this was coming, would you read it so that we all can hear it? Or do you want to do something else?
I can read them, I never read.
It just is quicker to have one read it rather than each of us separately.
Do the headline and all that. The reissue it is the US 87, Montana 2 west of Three Forks speed limit. Dear Mr. Hubert, on April 6, 2015, the Broward Board of Commissioners wrote to Mr. Lee Alt concerning safety issues along US 287, Montana 2 south of I-90 to the county line. We have received a copy of Danelle Ball's speed limit investigation report for this roadway dated February 2nd, 2016. We would like to thank the Montana Department of Transportation for conducting the speed limit investigation per our request. We welcome the MDT recommendation to reduce speed to 60 miles an hour for this section of highway. However, the residents living there would like to see it lowered to 55 or even 50. Again, thank you for the Department of Attention, for your attention on this important highway safety issue in southern Broadwater County. I'm sure they'll, since they recommend the 60, that they'll stay with the 60, but
Yeah.
I think it's good to have them there.
What the public would like to see.
All right. So are we good with that?
I'm good with that.
I would like to have a motion on that since we are making the decision.
I'd move to make a motion to send this letter in regards to US 287 and Highway Montana 2 west of Three Forks speed limit. Send this to MDT in support of reducing the speed limit to 60 miles an hour.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to send the letter to MDT accepting the 60 mile per hour speed zone at US Highway 287 in Montana 2. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And then, did you also get a grant support letter done for the irrigation district?
You read this one off?
That'd be great.
This goes to the Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation. It's the Tossin Irrigation District Canal Rehabilitation Project, Crow Creek Canal lining. To whom it may concern, this is a letter in support of the Tossin Irrigation District effort to secure a DNRC renewable resource grant to fund the rehabilitation of their main canal to prevent a major loss of irrigation water due to seepage. This irrigation district has, at its own expense, has replaced many of the lateral canals with gravity PVC pipelines. This lining project will conserve precious irrigation water, reduce pumping time, and save electricity. The Tossin Irrigation District pumps water from the Missouri River just upstream of the Broadwater Tossin Dam and waters more than 6,500 acres of prime farmland in south central Broadwater County. Seed potatoes, alfalfa, hay, wheat, barley, silage, corn are all produced on these acres. The irrigation district has a large economic impact in the region for both the farm products and the business community. Please give the Tossin Irrigation District Renewable Resource Grant application serious consideration. This water conservation project will save water from seepage and improve the efficient distribution of irrigation water. And I might add to that that we had a previous grant and we're just finishing up lining a half a mile of this canal. In fact, it's practically done. We're going to be turning water on this week, so, and this would just be an additional part.
And when will you know if you receive the grant?
Oh, it'll be a while.
Will it?
Yeah. We'll probably end up doing testifying for it and stuff like that.
Okay.
All right, and I would entertain a motion to sign the support letter.
I would make a motion to sign the support letter for the Tossin Irrigation District.
I'm gonna abstain because I am part of the district.
All right, I will second the motion. It's been moved and seconded to sign the support letter for the Tostin Irrigation District grant request. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. All right, anything else for the good of the order? Actually,
Copies of those letters in, please, Michelle. Can I have copies?
Dana, our issues and times are subject to change. Kirk needs this room at 11:10. You're the only thing left on the agenda. Would you like to come and speak to us now?
Yeah.
All right. Dana Rouser, Road Supervisor Monthly Update Decision.
All right. Been gone, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's a short meeting. Thank
No,
you
actually,
very much.
went out and looked around a little bit today. They were doing some blading last week. Got a little wet toward the end of the week, and redoing a couple things now, but got some plans in the works as far as getting some stuff done on this other side over here. Whatever district is it over here?
Two.
But that bridge, we're gonna have to get back to that. And I wanna get back to it soon. We just need to figure out a different way of blowing that dirt out of there.
What I was thinking of, checking with the fire department, with enough pressure, you might blow it out of there and see if it would work and then coordinate it with them, or have you got a different idea?
Well, I was gonna do the same thing, except I got a little bit different nozzle. And we've actually got that pressure washer down there. I think a guy can blow that out of there.
Oh,
pretty
so it had more pressure then?
Yeah, and at least get the dirt away from it, but I gotta do it pretty soon, just because of the high water. I
Yeah.
talked to the fishing game and they're okay with most everything. I just need to, kinda do it in the high water and so we don't have a whole bunch of turbidity down there, but, what are they doing with the other bridge?
They got that barge out there and they're drilling test holes
Oh,
for where the new piers will be.
all right, okay. So anyway, I gotta get on that.
And all those signs that are all of a sudden parked across there, I think they were downstream or down the highway there when they were doing this, doing that work, shoulder work. And they brought them up and they set them there instead of by the fire hall because there's still irrigation pipe there for the, I don't know if you've been there lately, there's a whole bunch of signs they put in there, right across from the bunkhouse there.
Oh, yeah.
They're just sitting there and all of a sudden everybody asked me about those. I guess that's the only reason I think they put them there because
Yeah.
the construction outfit just moved a pipe out of the
Yeah.
fire hall area.
Okay. And I'm gonna be on next week to that Mace thing. Gotta leave Saturday, and I'll be back next Thursday, but anyway, I got those guys kinda lined out. We got that Jackie Smith, that Smith Lane done down there, last week, and then they did, of course, they got that thing down at Argenbrecht's done week before that, whatever, but got that pretty well handled up, getting things pretty well bladed up out there. Got a few to go, but nothing that's real big hurry. We're almost done up here at Winston.
Yeah, I talked to TJ the other day.
And then, down here on, still got some more stuff to do out, down on your district, but I gotta get over here. I got just some stuff falling apart, and I gotta get over here, so.
And I mentioned to TJ before it starts getting too wet again, if we hopefully get some more moisture, that 6 Mile Road.
Well, yeah, that's what he said. I'll probably haul lime rock up there.
Well, that's what he was saying. I thought this other's so close.
Well, it's close, but I don't wanna, I'm not gonna say waste it. We need something up there to clear the mud up. And this white line down here cleans that mud up.
That's what TJ said, so maybe that's good. And then some areas, everybody could put some of this, some places it's kind of spotted through there, you know, someplace you don't have to do anything, or you know how it is
Yeah,
through
I
there.
was up there.
And then as long as that aisle is there, you can always come back and use it for protection up here or there or whatever.
Yeah, and it'll be gone by summer. It'll be gone before that.
Yeah, I was kind of worried about that lime rock working on, in that clay like that.
Oh, it's different stuff.
That's what TJ said, now, that's.
It's bigger
that-
rock.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
No, it's a lot better than it used to be.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's way better. So that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, it's a little longer haul, but we can spread it up through there. We can probably get most of that done in a day, 2 days. You know, just by spreading the thin lift.
Yeah, there's some,
Take care of
that only has to be much done through Kate's. There's a little bit right at the end of the canyon, and there's a few spots in Kate's there, I think. that still have to
all the
be-
way up around that first corner through, you know, where the old homestead was over there.
Yeah,
That's pretty muddy up through there. You know, so we'll
Yeah,
probably do that whole thing.
each year, the stuff that's been hauled up there is finally just disappeared, it's just
Well, it
gone.
is. I mean, it's been a while back.
Yeah.
It's been
15 years, probably.
It's been a long time. So, but that's what we're gonna do there, and then that 6 mile stuff, we're gonna haul on Flynn Lane, Nelson Lane, and we're gonna haul some of it, I believe, down on,
What about some on Johnson Loop there?
well, we hauled some on Johnson Loop the other day,
Oh, did you?
but, there's another spot down there, I think we're gonna haul either from Lone Mountain or 6 mile, some 6 mile on Toston Dam Road, out on it, past the subdivision,
Yeah.
out through there, and then we're gonna haul some more in that first stretch, probably out of Lone Mountain.
And then on Lombard Road, there's some spots, it's,
Yeah, TJ's got that fixed pretty good. He's redoing some of that this morning.
again, okay, yeah, but there's a couple spots in there, as soon as you get another rain, it's gonna be,
Yeah. He's got that pretty good shape right now.
yeah, we worked on it Thursday.
Yeah. And then later on, we're gonna do some hauling out of AM Wells on Pole Creek Road, on that stretch from the tracks on up to Hefner's up there, because I mean, there's nothing there, it's just junk. And then a couple spots on Lower Beaver Creek, down toward the lake, we'll haul a little bit down there. And I'll probably finish up summer. Pretty close. We got some red line to haul out here, I mean, we're probably gonna end up, we probably got 8-10 miles to haul out here maybe.
Okay.
Sand Hill, Cottonwood, some of the pivots down on that north end of Sand Hill just got rid of our material we put on 2 years ago. I mean, just destroyed it, so.
Wow.
We're gonna get fired up with that again. I've already had complaints on pivots down on that end, so. Anyway, we'll get that. And then we've got a couple more to haul, and we gotta do some hauling on Lower Duck Creek. It's kinda not in really good shape.
And this red line we're talking about, is it the bigger
Oh, yeah.
rock?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So all
all-
this that you're hauling out, and the road's gonna be
Yeah, it's
different.
all half-inch, 3/4 inch rocks.
Oh, okay.
Probably 3/4, I think more like it. But it's a lot better stuff than it used to be.
And that will hold up to those pivot.
Yeah, but to a certain extent, you know, you can still tell where every pivot hits, where it continuously just blows the material off the road, because there's, every place it does, there's a set of potholes, you know, and it's better than it used to be, but, you know, we'll go from there. One more, a couple more things. I'm gonna look at hiring a full-time employee. I need another full-time guy. Just to allow me to do what I need to do a little bit better. Spend more time looking at roads and everything I gotta look at. Because if I get to helping these guys doing stuff, and then my work goes by the wayside, so. Unless somebody wants to do my work for me. I haven't found anybody who wants to do that yet. So that'll just allow me to do my managing my job just a little bit better.
I'm sorry. That's me.
And then you shut it on.
Have I known? When we reviewed your budget like a month ago,
Yeah.
you were way down on your expenses. Your revenue's looking really good, so you've got the money.
And sometime either before fiscal or shortly after, I'm gonna be looking at buying a grader. So, we looked at that last fall, but I'm gonna get one coming here. So, other than that, we should be set in pretty decent shape. We've done some repairs on some of the dump trucks and stuff like that. We had some suspension problems and, had a few other little things, but, it's all wear and tear, so. Other than that, everything looks pretty good, I think.
I guess the other question, some of these longer hauls, I thought you had the belly dump. I thought it had-
Well, we do.
You
We've
do
been-
tires
we've been-
on and stuff.
Well, we've been using it,
Oh, have you?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
certain spots, but you can only use it
Yeah, I realize
something
that.
just for loop purposes,
Yeah,
so.
on these longer hauls, you
Yeah.
double your,
Yeah,
especially if you put the puppy on it.
oh, yeah. But we have been utilizing that. One more thing, this deal with Miss Plant. This cattle guard situation she got up there. Now, when we went up there last fall, the first time we plowed snow, that post was already down. I mean, it was down on the ground first part of November. We did not knock that down. Usually when we knock something down, I know it, and we will fix it. I don't feel we should fix this thing just because we didn't knock it down. Now, if you want me to go fix it, you tell me you want me to go fix it. But you better be ready, is all I'm gonna say.
Have you talked to her?
No, she hadn't talked to me either.
I mean, explaining that if the county didn't do it,
Well, that's right. But she came to you guys with this.
I guess
She didn't come to me.
I guess my question in this would be, it's been down since November?
Since first part of November, yep. Before we even went and plowed. Somebody run over the top of it. Because I was up there shortly after that with my pickup.
And we're just,
And I knew she was gonna come to us with this. But now we skidded over the top of it with our blades, I mean, when it was already down. But we did not initially knock it down. And normally when I knock something down, or when we knock something down, we usually fix it. So, I guess, unless she's gonna call me and talk to me about that, or you guys wanna make a decision if we need to go up and fix it. But if we wanna start fixing stuff that we don't break,
it's gonna open a floodgate.
you're telling me,
yeah.
so. I guess that's kinda up to you guys. I'm just telling you what happened, so. And I know there hasn't been anybody up there since last fall. Since last winter when I was up there. Cause they're usually out of there by then, before that. And I know one thing, if she'd have known that was down last fall, she got a hold of us last fall.
Yeah, that's a long period of time for it just to come up right now.
Well, it is, and you can see, by the pictures, you can see where, the blade skipped over, and we did, but I mean, when it was already down, they blew the snow right over the top of it. It was already down, so.
Oh, sorry.
I guess that's up to you guys to decide. If you want me to go fix it, we'll go fix it.
The one thing I just gotta recommend is, anytime you see something like this, call the people, if you know whose it is, and let them know. Just say, that in Nick's place, something's knocked over. Of course, he's not on a county road, but say it is. Say, hey, do you realize this is down? The county is not responsible because they haven't done it.
Or you just take a photo.
Well, and I thought about it, but somebody knocked it down, was it up to me to take a picture of it?
Right, true.
Is that my fault?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that you did anything wrong at all, but maybe
Well, yeah, I know what
it'd be
you're saying.
something to let them know right away that, hey, the county did not do this, so you know.
Yeah.
See, this way it's, you know,
Oh, I understand. I understand.
And
Yeah.
to everything we do, there is a slippery slope. We'll never do the right thing, we'll always have somebody mad at us, but
No, I know.
if you do start a policy or a practice of calling and you miss somebody, they're gonna come down even harder on that one you missed.
Yeah,
So that's the other side to weigh into that as well.
yeah. But anyway, like I said, if you guys, I'm gonna leave it up to you. If she comes back in or calls, if she calls me, whatever, I'm not gonna make it a practice to
Fix,
go call her. She came in here. When she calls me, that's fine.
Okay,
I'll tell her what happened.
cause she wants, when does she want that resolved? Like
4.5 weeks.
4.5 weeks.
But if you guys want, like I said, if you want me to go fix it, I'll go fix it. Job pays all the same, so. I'm just saying that if we start fixing everything that we don't break,
right.
Yeah.
then I think we're just same old thing, jumping into a can of worms.
I appreciate the clarification. Thank you for that.
So,
what was that brace, or the picture looks like you're right close to the cattle guard anyway, wasn't it?
right on. And most of the problem with the cattle guards up in that area and a lot of other areas, this one here, I'm gonna use as an example. In fact, I'm gonna measure them right now. County road standards are minimum 12 foot.
For a
I
cattle
realize
guard.
those cattle guards have been in there for years, I know that. We have a heck of a time getting through a lot of cattle guards with our front plows on, and we do not purposely try to knock a bunch of stuff over. Every once in a while, something happens where, you wonder why it happens, but, most of the cattle guards up there are 10-foot cattle guards. In fact, I know 2 of those are. This one in particular, I don't know, so I haven't measured it, but, I guess if worse comes to worse, we can start a policy, everybody wants to change their cattle guards. And it says minimum 16 foot, preferably, or 12 foot, preferably 16 foot. And I know that they're expensive, everybody can't afford that. We're willing to cost share, we're willing to, haul the gravel, or install them, as long as they buy the stuff. And we do not build a fence there. And we've done that quite a bit here in the last few years. In fact, one up on Ridge Road there 2 years ago, we got a couple more out here on Lower Gurnett Creek that we put in. Upper Gurnett Creek, Thompson's, Round Grove. So, things are moving around a little bit, but.
So you prefer a 16-foot cattle guard?
Yeah. And if they get in that bad a shape where they're popping tires and stuff, we just pull them out. In fact, I did that on Duck Creek a couple years ago. They didn't believe I was gonna do it, but I guess they figured it out.
It happened.
Well, they were popping people's tires,
Yeah.
so. But anyway, whatever you guys decide, it's up to you.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else for Dana?
Well, that was the only question I had on.
Are we supposed to be out here at 11?
No,
11:10.
11:10? Oh, okay.
Okay?
All right, thank you very much.
Take him for a ride today.
Nice.
Out here on this. Just a few years. Show him around a little bit, what we're gonna do and what not.
All right,
Okay. So I have some problems.
excellent.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, have a wonderful day.
You too.
See ya.
Anything else for the good of the order?
No, nothing.
All right, any further public comment or questions? Phil?
Yeah, Bill, I'd like some clarity on the museum, what part's private, what part's I mean, it's county owned, right? I mean,
No,
it's
no,
not
it's
county
private.
owned, nothing's county owned.
They do get mills, so there's a partnership there, it's a public-private partnership, we have quite a few of those. The building itself is private, the ground is county, so it's the same with a lot of those
They lease the
buildings.
ground,
What's that?
they lease the ground, or?
I don't believe so, I think it's just a partnership again, public-private partnership. But if you want any specifics, I'm gonna direct you over to the museum, and they can give you all those specifics. We could too, but it would take a little bit of digging to find it, they know it right off the top of their head, because that's their museum, or they manage it. All right, just a couple of reminders, we do have Board of Health today at 3 o'clock. Corey wanted to see us on an issue, so I'm gonna ask that we just stop across the hall when we're done here and see if we can talk to him then, it would be closed door anyway. And then 3, our Wednesday meeting is Thursday at 10 o'clock. So that was changed because Wynn couldn't be here on Wednesday to represent search and rescue. So with that, if there's no other further comment, public comment, last chance, all right. This meeting is adjourned at 11:01.